Hello, my dears. Not long ago, I popped into one of my favorite thrift stores here in San Diego just to see if there was anything interesting. And you know what I saw? A young girl, thrilled, holding a cashmere sweater that cost only $10. Can you believe it? It's actual cashmere, she chirped to her friend. And nearby stood a woman my age, skeptically sifting through racks of polyester blouses. And I thought, how many of us, women over 60, are still afraid of thrift stores? We think they're for the poor or for young people, that they're full of old junk. We walk right past these treasure troves, and then we go to Walmart and buy another faceless item that brings us no joy. This is a huge misconception. The ability to find gems in a thrift store and look like $1 million in them isn't a sign of poverty. It's a sign of the highest class and taste. I'm Bella Carter, and today I'm going to share with you the secrets that only the most stylish women know. We'll talk about how to dress expensively while spending mere pennies. I promise, if you watch until the end, I'll reveal the ultimate secret that will allow you to turn any item, even the simplest thrift store find, into a designer masterpiece. If this topic interests you, please give this video a like, write about your best thrift store find in the comments, and subscribe to my channel. Let's learn to be stylish and wise together. The first and most important secret is to hunt for quality fabrics, not for brands. Many people, when they go into a thrift store, start looking for familiar logos. But true connoisseurs know what matters most is what the item is made of. Forget about polyester and acrylic. Your targets are natural, noble fabrics: cashmere, silk, 100% wool, linen, and high-quality cotton. These are the materials that look expensive and last for a long time. I want to tell you a story about my friend Julia from California. She always thought that dressing well was expensive. One day, I practically dragged her into a thrift store. She wandered skeptically between the aisles until I handed her a simple-looking sweater. "Feel it," I said. She ran her hand over it, and her eyes widened. It was pure cashmere, incredibly soft and gentle. The price tag read $8. Since then, Julia has become a true treasure hunter. She learned to identify quality fabric by touch. Now her wardrobe includes silk blouses, wool trousers, and linen dresses, all for ridiculously low prices. How do you learn this? Just start touching things. Run your hand over the fabric. Feel its texture. Natural fabrics always feel different. They breathe. They're pleasant against the skin. Look for items that hold their shape well, don't pill, and don't look tired. In thrift stores, you can find vintage pieces from an era when quality was a priority and clothes were made to last. Such a find will serve you for many more years and will look far more expensive than its price. Secret number 2 is the perfect fit and the power of a tailor. You can find an Armani jacket for $15 at a thrift store, but if it hangs on you like a sack, it will look exactly like a $15 jacket or even cheaper. Conversely, a simple, unbranded blouse for $3 that fits you perfectly will look like a designer piece. The key to an expensive look is an impeccable fit. My friend Laura once found a stunning wool blazer at a thrift store. It was a little big in the shoulders and long in the sleeves, but the fabric was magnificent. "Leave it," she said. "It doesn't fit." "Wait," I replied. "We'll take it to a tailor." For $20, the tailor fitted the jacket perfectly to her figure, and it was incredible. Now that blazer is the foundation of her wardrobe. It looks as if it were custom made. Many women are afraid to alter clothes, thinking it's complicated or expensive. But a small investment in a tailor is the best investment in your style. What should you look for in a thrift store with alterations in mind? Items made of high-quality fabrics that are slightly too big for you. It's always easier to take something in than to let it out. Pay attention to classic, timeless silhouettes, straight-leg pants, pencil skirts, classic blazers. Even if the item costs $5 and the tailor's work costs $20, you end up with a perfectly fitting, high-quality piece for $25 that looks like it's worth $200. The third secret is attention to detail. Buttons, hardware, and accessories. It's often the little things that give away a cheap item. Plastic buttons, worn-out hardware, flimsy zippers, all of this screams low cost. But the good news is that this is very easy to fix. I once found a beautiful 100% wool coat at a thrift store. It cost next to nothing, but it was ruined by horrible plastic buttons. I bought the coat, went to a craft store, and picked out some beautiful, heavy metal buttons for it. I spent an hour sewing them on, and the coat was transformed. It started to look like something from a high-end boutique. The same goes for accessories. You can be dressed in simple, inexpensive clothes from a thrift store, but if you have a quality handbag, good shoes, and one single elegant piece of jewelry, your entire look instantly becomes more expensive. You don't need a lot of accessories. Better to have one vintage leather bag found on sale than 3 new ones made of faux leather. Better to have a pair of silver earrings than a pile of bright costume jewelry. It's these details that create a sense of polish and refinement. So we already know to look for quality fabrics, not to be afraid of the tailor, and to pay attention to details. These are the 3 pillars that support the ability to look expensive on a minimal budget. I hope you're already getting ready to go on your own treasure hunt. But wait, that's not all. There are still a few more important secrets ahead of us. Let's continue. The 4th secret is the power of monochromatic outfits. Want to look elegant and expensive without much effort? Dress in one color from head to toe. A monochromatic look, meaning one composed of items of the same color or its different shades, always looks sophisticated and well thought out. And thrift stores are the perfect place to create such ensembles. It's much easier to find, say, beige pants, a cream sweater, and a light brown cardigan in one place than to run around to different stores. My acquaintance, Eleanor, is the queen of monochrome. She adores shades of gray, beige, and olive. She goes to the thrift store with a specific goal, to find items in her favorite palette. As a result, her outfits always look incredibly stylish. She can wear simple $5 pants and a $7 sweater, but because they match perfectly in color, it creates the impression of a very expensive and curated outfit. The secret to monochrome is that it visually elongates the silhouette, making you look slimmer and taller. And by playing with different textures within the same color, for example, combining smooth silk with fluffy mohair or matte cotton with shiny satin, you create a complex and interesting look that definitely won't be boring. The 5th secret is vintage and uniqueness. Unlike the mass market where everyone wears the same clothes, thrift stores and vintage shops are a treasure trove of unique items that you won't see on anyone else. And it is this uniqueness that creates a sense of expense and special chic. Remember I mentioned my love for vintage brooches? I found one of the most beautiful ones at a flea market for pennies. This small detail can turn the simplest sweater into a work of art. Don't be afraid of items with a history. A vintage dress with an interesting cut, an old handbag with an unusual clasp, a silk scarf with hand-painted details. Such things have character. They say that you have taste, that you're not chasing fleeting trends, but appreciate true quality and individuality. When you wear such an item, you're not just dressed, you're telling a story, and that always looks expensive. And now we've come to the most important secret, the one that turns any piece of clothing, whether it's from a thrift store or a boutique, into a true masterpiece. This secret is your confidence. You can be dressed in the most expensive brands, but if you're slouching, shifting uncertainly from foot to foot, and avoiding eye contact, you'll never look truly chic. And conversely, a woman in a simple but clean and well-fitting dress from a thrift store who walks with her head held high, with a straight back and a smile on her face, she will be a queen. Confidence is how you carry yourself. It's your posture, your gaze, your way of speaking. When you feel beautiful, you radiate that energy and people see it. Clothing is just a tool. Your job is to learn how to use it to enhance your inner strength. It doesn't matter how much you spent on your outfit. What matters is how you wear it. And when you find something at a thrift store that truly suits you, that makes you feel 100%, that's when the magic happens. You look expensive because you feel priceless. If this video has touched your heart, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend who might need to hear these words. This has been Bella Carter. Remember that you deserve happiness, love, and care. Don't ever forget that. Until next time, my dears, and take care of yourselves.